Well, welcome to the world's largest RC car Lipo battery test. Well, they're certainly the largest ones in this world that I have ever come across. Oh, and in this video, you're going to see these babies having a full-on test in the Arrma Felony. Welcome to the test of the ultimate battery on one of the ultimate RC cars out there. It is my GENSACE 15,000 milliamp battery test. That's right, not 1500 milliamps, 15,000. How much power is that? Quite a bit. Well, there's an expression that bigger is not always better, but I would beg to disagree in the case of these new GENSACE Bashing Series batteries. Today on test we have a 3S 15,000 milliamp battery, not 1500 milliamps, 15,000 milliamps, 166 watt hours of power in here. These things literally are like dynamite. They are not the cheapest of things, but with that amount of storage in there, that amount of power, you're probably looking at two of them fitted to this Arrma Felony, powering it for something like in excess of an hour. And that's an hour of full-on fun as well. So probably like about 4 or 5 sets of tyres if you're really going at it. Or 3 sets like I did, but don't tell my wife. Anyhow, what is there to love about these batteries? Well, first of all, these particular 15,000 milliamp ones just fit the Felony, the Infraction and the Limitless to the millimetre, as you will see very, very shortly. But they do smaller versions of this starting around 8,000 milliamps. You will note they come with an EC5 connector for the Arrmas. Don't be fooled into thinking that's an XT60 just because it's yellow. It is an EC5 connector on there. Now, a couple of outstanding features on these packs. Corner mounted battery lead. I predict that very shortly every battery manufacturer is going to be following GENSACE and putting that on there, because when you fit these to a car, it sounds minor, but when you fit these to any car, the difference that corner lead makes will leave you thinking, why did nobody think of that before? And are they a hard shell battery or a soft shell battery? No, they're kind of a composite one. They have a UPVC plate in the bottom of them, so you get the strength of a hard shell pack, but the lightness of a soft shell pack. Saying that, they still weigh 981 grams apiece, but if you're running something like that at around 100 miles an hour or above, then the weight is not necessarily going to be an issue. Oh, and whilst they're not the cheapest of things to buy, to protect your investment, they actually come in shock-resistant padding. So none of these batteries should ever arrive dead on arrival. But there's a fair amount of weight in this thing, so obviously that remains to be seen. But the packaging is shock-resistant. Now, one thing I would say, if you like what you see in today's video, is do take into account you may need to get a new battery charger, because in order to charge 15,000 milliamp battery pack, you're going to need to charge it at around 15 amps. Not every Lipo charger is going to get close to that. So that is something to bear in mind as well. Didn't think it's not a showstopper, but it's something that I think you should be aware of. If considering investing in these, you might need to invest in a new charger as well. Anyway, let's see these fitted on the car and go and see if we can warm those tyres up. Okay, now when I said they're millimetre perfect in terms of the fit of an Arrma Felony or Arrma Infraction, look at that. Virtually to the millimetre squeezing in there. Now, clamp down, that's not going anywhere in a hurry. I mentioned that corner lead being an absolute godsend. Most batteries, the lead comes out of either the end. This coming out of the corner, like I say, is one of those, why didn't I think of that moments when it comes to batteries. Makes them so much easier to install. You're not having to fight against the battery lead, etc, etc. Really simple piece of design, but that is going to make fitting them to this car a lot easier. And I predict a lot of people are going to be switching to that design very shortly. Now, as I say, 981 grams a piece on there, so you've probably added about 4 pounds in weight to the car. But if you're into doing speed runs, high speed stuff, that's not going to be, you're not going to have any issues with the car wanting to flip over at all on there. Now, you might be thinking that it's going to aid the traction of the car at the rear as well. And to an extent, you would be right, it's putting more weight down on the back on there. But trust me, when you see the video of this thing running outside, it's not the kind of just the rear wheel traction you're going to have to worry about with the extra power you've got on board here. It's kind of spinning all 4 wheels that's the major issue.
Okay, well, one of the ultimate cars, quite possibly fitted with the ultimate RC batteries with the new GENSACE Bashing Series 1s on board. So how does it go? Oh, I think we can safely say we got a bit of power in here. And that's spinning all 4 tyres.
Music licensing reimagined.
So, time to see how these GENSACE batteries handle. And the answer is that it's pulling. That's spinning all 4 tyres at just about any speed. It's going to be quite a handful, even with the AVC on. Now this car ran 98 miles an hour at this spot. Anybody wants to see me speed test it with these GENSACE packs on, then do have a shout. I'm thinking the ESC might get over temperature before these batteries do run out. In fact, I think it could probably wear through 4 sets of tyres quite successfully. Oh. Yep, we've got an excessive amount of power on here. Bashing off-road, goodness knows what these would be like. That's spinning all 4 tyres. It's spinning all 4 wheels at virtually every point in the rev range. Well, I can't quite remember what ESC settings I've got it on, but it's taken like a little second of lag there. And, ooh. Well, these things are sent to testers. Well, the batteries are hugely capable. I mean, just look at this. Just from just a few minutes of thrashing round on there, that's nearly worn the inside of the tyres out. This set was about half worn, but the punishment that is putting them through, as I was saying, it was spinning. I could hear it spinning all 4 wheels on there. But it appears that the fan may have failed on the Arrma, because that's red hot.
So what do we think, guys and girls, when it comes to batteries? Is bigger better? Because to my mind, it definitely is. Now that car had a little issue with the cog in at the end, but I'll get onto that in just a minute. First of all, check out those rear tyres on there. There are a couple of flat spots that have occurred from where there was getting so much wheel spin on there. These tyres probably were about a third worn, they're now virtually shot to pieces. In terms of the power delivery that I got on there, it was just crazy. I mean, the thing was spinning all 4 wheels under full throttle at any point in the rev range, and it was nice, dry, quite warm day, about 60+ degrees up there at the college today. But oh mama, that cogging issue, yours truly was not happy, because I did want to do a duration test with this car today, which I've not been able to do, but I'm fairly confident we are looking at about an hour with these packs, which is going to get through several sets of tyres. So that's a test for another day. But let me bring the camera in closer and show you exactly what the problem was that caused that cogging. And it wasn't necessarily down to the power of the batteries. Well, the cogging problem turned out to be my second Arrma fan failure on here. Due to the fan not working, the motor gets absolutely red hot to the touch. These leads got burning hot to the touch, to the point of view where the solder in one of the motor leads had actually come loose, and when I pulled the lead off of here, the bullet simply fell out of the motor, so that it was actually the motor solder that had come undone. That is the second Arrma fan failure I've had on one of these cars. Minor point, but if it goes, it does cause problems. The first time, it took the ESC out. So there we have it. The actual failure, not down to the batteries being too much for the car or too much for the ESC. Simple fan failure, ruined my day, caused the motor to get too warm. I have had it happen before on this car. It actually happened and took the ESC out the first time. The fan failed on here. So it is something to watch out for if you've got an Arrma Felony or a new Infraction V2. But as for those batteries, I cannot wait to do the duration test. Have a guess in the comment section below the video. I'm thinking if I really go flat out at it, I'll get through 4, maybe 5 sets of tyres before the battery goes flat. who wants to actually see me do that, although that would be quite expensive. I am quite willing to try it. Now, it also occurs to me I should speed test this car again with these new batteries in. It's done 98 miles an hour before. Fairly confident we'll hit over 100 with these new batteries in. So I shall try for that again over the weekend. Anyway, that is me done for the night. Other than the fact I've now got to go and order a turbofan to fit to the car to improve the cooling on that motor. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.